individuals he was the talk of the town is going down the word of the curve. You heard me? Now, here in Southern California, it is a hot as fuck day, bro. It is hot. Hot, hot, hot. I know I'm singing that song. It's hot, hot, hot. No, but it's hot. This fucking weather is disgusting. It's like 105 out there, bro. So I know people ain't really out there and about and enjoying themselves right now, because unless you're at the beach or a lake. And even then, this weather's it's crazy, bro. It's even hot in the fucking shade. It's no joke. But you already know we decided to hop on and see what's good with the folks. What's good with everybody. And their Friday. With the homie Sal is definitely up in the building for the brocheros. The homie Alex Jones, man. What's good, my boy? What's cracking lacking? How's your guys' Friday going? Good? I hope so. How's school, my boy? Everything gravy? You already know we're chilling right here, my boy. We chilling. The homie Mr. Basa is definitely up in the casa for the raza. What's good, Loke? How's your Friday going? Oh, what you eat today? I had a quesadilla de carne asada. You know, with carne asada inside? The quesadillas with carne asada inside? It was alright. They kind of skimped out on the meat, though. It was mostly fucking tortilla and cheese. But I hit the spot. It did the trick. I drove past P-Stone's turf last night. In Baldwin Village. Oh, serio? Oh, shit. In the jungle? In the jungle, the mighty... And they don't say far from Inglewood, 18 Inglewood and Hollywood. Yeah, I'm telling you. And as a matter, they don't even stay that far from Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is just like around the block. Yeah, everything is really so close together. Everything is really literally jam-packed like sardines. They go heavy at it with them. ¿Serio? Está cabrón right there. Está cabrón. Órale. You got an Uber or you were Ubering it? Like you were doing Uber as a jale? That's right, my boy. Getting some extra paper? Shit, I feel you. You just gotta be trucha with them fucking rides, because sometimes people be trying to get it, loked up. You know? What do you think about the fake cops pulling over people? Yeah, I believe it, bro. People are always gonna, anytime an opportunity presents itself, you're gonna have individuals that are gonna exploit it. That's just the way it is. Same thing even when the fires were happening and the houses were in trouble and people were evacuating. You had people pretending to be firefighters just to break into the homes and steal their shit. Bro, that's just, you're always gonna have, motherfuckers out there that are gonna look to fucking take advantage of the situations. This one being no different. Está cabrón. That's why police officers are supposed to identify themselves and not wear masks. But does Trump understand that? No, he don't give a fuck about that. He's a fucking idiot. He's ruthless, bro. He's on a tyrant right now. He's not even, as a matter of fact, he's not even focused in America. He's not even trying to, fix any problems. He's now just focusing on, his own bullshit, right? Like his own fucking opponents and all this and that. Instead of, working and, trying to, stabilize the economy, he's over here fucking tripping on bullshit. Baby, that's right, my boy. The Skrilla illa. One thing I noticed being down here for a month is that Mexican food in SoCal is different than NorCal, especially the burrito. Serio? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? I'm intrigued. How so, though, if you don't mind me asking? AC Street has a heavy animosity with black people and possibly gay. You're always going to have those hoods that you go at it with, and it's most likely going to be the ones that are so close, the closest ones to you, right? So, you know, that's just how it always goes. His medication. Nah, I think he's off his meds right now, bro. That fool's off his rockers. That fool's on some other shit now. That fool's power tripping, bro. That fool's doing all kinds of shit that's not man, you know what? As a matter of fact, the shit that he was saying about the museums is fucking stupid, bro. Like, how stupid is this motherfucker though? That fool is honestly, I don't know how people could support him, dog. Serio, I don't get it. And I get it. It's all those people that don't like change, right? It's all the people that wish that times were still like how they were back then. They don't like change. I don't like change. I don't like all this stuff going on. Hey, bro, nothing stays the same, bro. It's just how it is. It's not that people are being woke. It's just that you need to keep up with the times or get left behind, my boy. That's just the way it is. Shit is funny. You know why I find their arguments like stupid and bullshit? Like when they be like, "Oh, these people are too sensitive. All these people are woke. They're too sensitive. This shit is just jokes, not that serious." But then whenever something is targeted towards their group or them themselves, excuse me, they get in their feelings, right? They get in uproar, and be like, "Oh, and it's like, whoa, what happened? What happened about not being woke?" Like, man, these people always bringing up old shit, and the Hillary shit is not old shit, and the Russia shit is not old shit. Shit is funny. What's Trump smoking? Shit, cheese puffs, I think. What's cracking like a dash fool? Are you voting for Trump again? Simon Carnal? That fool's always gonna get my vote. For my uncle. For the big homie. I gotta get his homework on. Today took me like 3 hours straight. Shit, that shit would have took me like 3 years. I didn't know. Yeah. What kind of burritos are mission style and different burritos? All right. I'm curious, man. I want to now go try some Mexican food up there and see, which one do you prefer? Raza needs to wake their game up in Califas. Wait, but when you mean Raza needs to wake their game up, like what exactly do you mean though? Like exactly in what sense? I mean, because there's individuals out there that are trying to get it like done right, but it's difficult for them, for whatever the reasons may be. You know, homosexuals for Team Trump. Nah, he doesn't like homosexuals, my boy. They're like Young Dolph. I heard his music. I think his beats are pretty cool. Some of his tracks are pretty cool. I don't remember the name of them, but I have scoped out several of his music. That I will say. Mostly for his beats though. Is the Fulton apartment MS territory or no Hollywood locals turf? The Fulton apartments were MS's, turf first, but the locals have moved in there, and it wasn't so much that the locals moved in there; is that there was a tag bangers that were there, that ended up becoming a clique from the No Hollywood locals, so that then made the locals now the gang that's there, right? And that's what happened. But the locals hood was in a different location. It's on Denny Street, right by Magnolia. But since that tagging crew got in, that's why you find them in different spots now, like there. That was originally MS, and then you had guys from BLC, but then BLC became Hollywood Local. So I like and Mission when it comes to tortilla brand, but when you have other local. Oh, okay, I feel you. And it's like on a custom, no? Oh, 148 billion through. What? Shadow, just watch. Oh, gracias, my boy. Shout out to Dusty Vision TV. Go scope out Dusty's channel. Homie is a firme individual. I used to think burritos were the same thing. The chicken wraps, my boy, from Jack in the Box. Sorry, no tortilla. Shit, in Mexico, that would be seen as a travesty. I ain't gonna lie though, they're all right. They're all right. I tried them before. They're cool. Um, you like Dutch music? I think. Yeah, I scoped out his music too. But I wouldn't say I scoped out as much music as his, like young dog. But I like seeing the old Los Angeles gang footage, like of neighborhoods, like the old school, neighborhood thing, like the history thing. Only going to see Niños versus Niños that are in good standings collab or Raza and Khalifa's in good standings collab. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could see it happening, right? But it's still not. It's still a rocky. Still a rocky thing, right? But I feel like if it does happen, I feel like it will be. The song will blow up and go viral, right? And those artists would, reap the benefits, off of it, obviously, right? But it's just hard to get. And it's not even and it's not even so much because of the actual individuals from each side. It's more about the cheerleaders that make it difficult. The cheerleaders, meaning in the internet, that cheerlead for whatever side and start insulting whatever side, because you can always tell that those individuals aren't actual real sureños or norteños, right? Because of how they're behaving on the internet. But mostly the ones that just want to keep the shit going because should be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know. They find it entertaining, I guess. I'm assuming. Gotta get my charger. Is this shit even plugged in? I didn't even have it plugged in. No mames, no wonder this shit wasn't charging. I was like, wait, how come this shit's still red? I thought I had that shit plugged in. It's funny to me when I see all the white cholos. Actually, there's a lot of white cholos though. That's actually really common. And as a matter of fact, a lot of these old school barrios started off with a lot of white cholos, a lot of Jewish, Italians, Irish. You know what I mean? That's you do have white people in the in these neighborhoods in the gutter, right? It's not just Raza or the brothers. You have Asians, whites, and all kinds of different ethnicities down here, right? And since we're all living in the same area, it's going to be the same problems, even if they are from a different ethnicity background, right? They're still in the same struggle though, and that same struggle is still going to produce the same problems, on a door-to-door basis. What's cracking like it, Rogelio? What's good, my loke? You getting yourself into, my boy? Shadow, were you born in the valley? Yes, I was, my boy. Born and raised out of North Hollywood, out of my city. That's where I was born and raised. I didn't come from anywhere else. That is my, legit spot. I was born and raised in my neighborhood. I actually went to a lot of schools. I got kicked out and fucking out of a lot of schools. A lot of schools. The only schools that I stayed fully through was elementary, which was I went to Victory Elementary, and then I went to Sun Valley Middle School. But high school, I went to almost all of them. And I'm not even exaggerating, bro. And like I said, I didn't even make it out of the 9th grade, bro. I literally did not make it past the ninth grade. All my education and all that shit came later on. You know what I mean? But when I was young, I didn't want to be learning or nothing like that. I wanted to be out there fucking being stupid. You know what I mean? I realize now that shit was a stupid decision. But at the time, we didn't give a fuck. To be young and dumb, huh? It is what it is. Do you think it's true that in other states, in the feds, gays are allowed on the main line in the prisons? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because I'm not from those areas, right? So I wouldn't really be able to, you know, speak on an area that I'm not from. I mean, I would think that will create some type of problem, you know. And the only reason why I say I think it would create some type of problem is that when you're, you know, busted, right, you're gonna have a lot of, you know, tempers high, right? A lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are upset or mad, or so you have a lot of people that are on edge, right? That are just looking for any fucking excuse just to, you know, pop it off, just to get some shit cracking, right? And I feel like having those two groups together like that is just gonna create, you know, that kind of environment. Like, what are you looking at? And then, you know, with that, it just, you know what I mean? And not so much because they actually thought of that's what, but just because they're looking to, you know, lash out, and for their views, you know, they're just gonna make it about that. Excuse me. I love the old school cholas with their hair and puffed cholas with their size 50 Ben Davis. Yeah, the old school that look like they got shot in the face with a makeup shotgun. Um, these bloggers want to keep street beef more constant money. Hey, nah, you know what? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I actually really don't know why individuals do that, but I don't know. Like, there's a lot of people that cheerlead for both sides. You have people that are not Southerners or Sureño, right? But they cheerlead for them, and the same for the North. And I always thought that was weird. We asked them where they got them from. They say, homie did me. Or tattoo shop. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, bro. There's individuals that are tattooed from head to toe that are bitches, bro. You know, I have seen them for myself, and I have had them from my neighborhood, right? Like, bro, you are not about that life like that, my guy. Stop it. But anything for that attention, no? Fools are acting. I'm telling you, and that's always what tricks the audience on the internet, bro. That's why they always believe these individuals because they just see them. Oh, look at all those tattoos. This guy must be with the business. Because that's how it works. Why do you think we always have people lift up their shirts? Because if they say nowhere, then you just have them lift up their shirt and they have their neighborhood blasted big ass fucking. It's like, what happened? And yes, that has happened a lot of times. A lot of times. They'll say nowhere, then you have them lift up their shirt, and sure enough, big ass letters. Oh, would you look at this? My. Look what we found. So that's why when people sometimes, you know, harass them, even when you say you're from nowhere, right, and you get that extra pressure applied, it's for that reason, though, because there's individuals that say nowhere, but then they turn out to be, you know, individuals from those neighborhoods. I don't know how the fuck it would go, them going back and telling their homies, right, like, whatever story they invent. Like, shut your bitch ass up, you ranked it. I'm gonna take the family to go get some birria tacos. That's Ron, my boy, from where you gotta hit the spot, Birria Esquivel, in Southgate or in Bell or in Huntington Park. There's 3 locations. Bomb ass birria tacos, my boy. Bomb, bro. Bomb. That's my spot. As a matter of fact, if you use my promo code, put a pedo, not, but that is my spot, though. That shit is bomb. Where do you normally go? I have 2 history classes, calculus, math class, a computer science class, college course. Damn, my boy, that's right. That's right. You getting it in. That's good, homie. Education's key to everything. You know, I wish I understood that when I was younger. Yeah, Edie. Whoa, what the hell did I press? Compton got the best videos. Does it? What spot in Compton, my boy? Serio? Because I tried a lot of birria spots, but this one, it was, oh, you know what? The one in Linwood is also good, too. Birria Jalisqueña? Nah, but you know what? I think Escobar probably beat it, bro. And that used to be my spot before, too. Because then I have tried some birria spots that valen pa pura verga, bro. Dry ass fucking birria. No flavor. Like, what? Is this even birria? Shit should be a sin right here. Che pecado. I'm in the room. Telling a story about how he beat a guy in jail because he kept looking at him while he was showering. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, I don't fucking know. Controversy sells. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Sadly, but true. I think one of the weirdest things is how rappers like Diddy and Birdman engage in gay behaviors, yet they will never been down with that. Now, why do you think nobody ever called, you know, both of those individuals out, bro? Because you know, these people, you know, put up with it just because they wanted that cheddar, bro. That's why they were willing to let all that shit slide, bro. Because that was their meal ticket. That was their ticket to make it to the big leagues, right? They weren't gonna fuck it up. I don't know, but fuck that, bro. I ain't gonna be down with none of that shit. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather stay broke. Like, that's the worst thing you could do is allow somebody to clean money over you, right? Just to get you to do their bidding. That is fucking that is like the ultimate disrespect. Right? I'm not from Jar. Fool. I'm not from Jar, fool. I never said I was, fool. Yes, you are. Stop lying. I remember when I scoped out that video, I didn't really get it. I was like, okay. Did like the Jar a real group? I didn't realize tigers get down like that, though. Thoughts on Doves and kind of making a cholo choice of beer? Their dropouts consider businesses so the cholos? But I thought they're not cholos. I thought they don't want to be cholos. I thought that they're you know civilians that are already you know past that. I thought they didn't want to be cholos no more. I thought they had one. I don't know. I think they're confused, my boy. I'm not really too sure what they want to be. Because they're not cholos. Obviously, you know, in their hoods, they wouldn't be considered cholos no more. So I don't know. You know. But I really thought that they didn't want to be considered that no more. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. ¿Quién chingado sabe? Let's go to downtown LA. There's a truck there near Hill Street. Best Vida Tacos in. Serio? Near Hill Street, no? You don't know by any chance what's it called? Because there's a lot. I know in downtown Los Angeles, fucking lunch trucks all over the goddamn place. There's more lunch trucks than e-bikes and e-scooters. What do you do for work? I work in anything that's frozen, food related in like your household, like frozen vegetables, fucking ice cream, ice, fucking anything that's cold, bro. I work in a fucking. I'm a penguin / Eskimo. I work in the fucking cold, getting all that shit done, but it is what it is. Pays the bills. I mean, right now, you know what? Even though it's hot as fuck down here, it's still not like when you first are in there for like maybe like let's say just like a minute or two, it's good, right? But after that, it just becomes unbearable because it's like in there's like -5 degrees, right? So after a while, that shit starts to fucking, and if you don't have the proper gear, you're gonna be fucked, right? Your fucking hands are gonna be burning. Like when I forget my gloves, hijo su puta madre, I fucking hate that. Fucking hands are like red as fuck, bro, from all that fucking cold. Starts to hurt. You see fools in the bathroom trying to fucking put hot water in their hands, and it's like, nah, don't do that, my boy. You're gonna fuck your fucking hands up like that. You're gonna fuck up your nerves. So that's actually the worst thing you can do. I know it might feel good, but it's gonna fuck you over at the end, bro. Can't have your body dropping, temperature like that and raising temperature like that at that, rate. Ever tried the birria? I tried the birria Jalisco, the one right there in Liquid in the Mexican Plaza. It's one of Panorama City. I don't think I have, tried that one. And I know in Panorama was small, it's not really that many spots. I've seen videos of fools getting well, for not. Wait, I'm crying in the car about it. Oh, for ranking it? Yeah, of course, bro. You can't have homies rank it, bro. Which actually, look, the whole point of jumping somebody in, the whole purpose of the jump in, right? It's not because you want to beat him up and shit like that. The whole point of the jump in is to get that out of your system, is to get that the nerves and the experience out of your system, right? So that way, when you get caught slipping by the enemies, you already más o menos know what it's gonna be like. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be your first time experiencing it, so you roughly know how it's gonna go. That way, you don't rank it, right? Like, oh, I already had a group of individuals, because when the homies are jumping you in, they're trying to hurt you. They really are trying to hurt you. They're not taking it easy on you. No, they're coming at you with everything, right? So, so when fools be like, nah, but the homies thinking, no, they don't, bro. Well, I never did. I ain't even gonna lie, right? But that's for that reason, though, to get that out of your system. And that's why it's not done for a long period of time, because normally when you get caught slipping and getting jumped, it never lasts that long because fools start to panic and want to dip right before, Huda comes and shit like that. That's the purpose of the jumping. That way, fools ain't scary. Why they still tend to rank it? I don't know. That fool, then why are you banging for? For attention? Scared high nose? What? I don't get it. They when it has some video, my opinion. Nah, I don't think so. Maybe not. I mean, when it has good spots for birria, but I think out here I have found some better spots. I'm just keeping that shit, one undo. I mean, I love the Vallero to the end, but I just gotta keep it real though. Did you ever have a Chinese food in your hood? Not in my hood. There's a Chinese food spot in my hood, but it's not the one I would go to. I would go to actually a food spot in the North Hollywood Locals neighborhood. That's where that good spot was. Magnolia and Oxnard. There's a little plaza. Woo, that Chinese food is good. Some folks have salt birria. She's in nothing. You wouldn't do business with a gay guy, or would you just hate him for like? So would you wouldn't do? What do you mean business with a gay guy though? I don't get it. Like, what do you mean by that though? Oh, what's cracking like in the homie roll call state to state? Go subscribe to his channel, homies. Feed me. Jar has its 13. Oh, the jar isn't it tank anymore? Serio? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? It's crazy. Crazy. Don't get it. No, but see, here's what a lot of things are also misconstrued. There is some crews that just put the number 13, but really haven't earned it, right? I don't know. They think it's cool. They'll learn the hard way though. They'll eventually learn, but you know, till then, you know, yeah, they could play make believe. Like you say, you rapper, you wouldn't sign 21. Like, oh no, I wouldn't sign to anybody. That's that gets down like that. Meaning in the sense like disrespecting his rappers voice. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. I mean, if the owner of the label is gay, well, there's nothing you could do. I mean, if we're just talking on a business aspect of things, right? Like let's say for whatever company you work for, let's say you work for Walmart or Target or you work for AutoZone or whatever the fuck, right? And then the manager happens to be gay. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is, right? That's your boss, whatever, right? But we're talking about it's a working environment. It's a business, right? So as long as motherfuckers are respectful, then hey, we got no problem. Just come with respect, though, because if you start, coming, disrespecting, you know what I mean? It's not even so much we're gonna have an issue because of the gay part, but because of the disrespecting part, right? Like you're disrespecting. If you come with respect, you'll get respect. You don't come with respect, then you're not gonna get respect, regardless of, and it's not even a fucking an issue because of the whole homosexual shit, right? It's just that like, hey, come on now, homie, you know? Because like I said, I don't give a fuck who people are sleeping with. That's not my business to be, all in the mix and trying to know and everything. I don't care about that kind of shit. I mean, I pay no mind. I do me. Is CMK click off of your hood or they on hood because they have it? Okay, no. What CMK used to be a crew that was in my neighborhood, right? And a lot of their homies got into my neighborhood, right? But not all of them wanted to get into the hood, so some of them still, stayed their own, right? And they ended up becoming their own hood, right? And like I said, there was never no issues in the beginning because a lot of their homies became, homies from our neighborhood, right? And obviously they were still friends and shit like that, right? But what happened it was that they started recruiting younger individuals, and these younger individuals, I guess, didn't know no better and just started crossing us out. For what? I don't know. They must have thought we'd be. I really don't. I really don't know. You know what I mean? And it just became beef like that. But it has never been beyond just cross. Like they have never shot none of my homies or stabbed none of my homies or none of that. Like it has never. It's all it is just graffiti, like crossing out back and forth. That's all it's ever been. You know what I mean? And not to hate. I'm just keeping that shit a buck. That's all it's ever been. You know what I mean? You know, none of my homies ever been like, hey, they dumped on us. It's always been graffiti, crossing out back and forth. That's all it is. Maybe on their part, there might be some big animosity, but on this part, there really isn't any because it's not like I could say, like, oh, they shot the homie or they stabbed the. You get what I mean? But yeah, we used to have a good relationship, like I said, but somewhere along the line, that the knowledge got lost, I guess. All right, and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We had to get back to it. We're jumping it up with you.